Bueno.
All right, here we go again. Episode 16.
16.
Yep, we have Big Serb back on, his client, Cheryl and Gina. Could not be more excited to get you guys on. Ever since the last podcast, to be honest, that was the best I think any of our podcasts has done, is the Jack Payne and Big Serb one. So super happy to have you guys on. You guys both just got done with your pro debuts, which is crazy because you've been waiting a long time to get up on that stage. So we'll get into that a little bit. But super happy, man. How are you guys feeling today?
Excellent.
Yeah, you guys excited to come on?
Yes.
The podcast, you guys, our names are going to just keep growing. You know, trust me, a lot of people see the podcast, man, and like it's been going around. So
That's awesome. It's awesome.
really
Appreciate
excited.
you doing this.
Yeah, of course. We needed it in Sarasota, you know, and I was so surprised that no one done this before. We just talked about it. We're like, we'll start some kind of our garage, and eventually, of course, moved into this, and now it's, and it's just been blowing up. So we've been pretty excited.
It's great to see the local camaraderie.
Yeah, trying to. I mean, that's what we
break
need.
down those barriers.
Absolutely. Instead of like, okay, we're part of Warrior Aesthetic and y'all part of Big Serb. It's like a gang. No. Well, let's get it together. That's how it should be, right?
Well, the crazy thing is me and him actually experienced this the most, I think, because we've almost like separated ourselves from the other coaches in town, from all like the shit talkers and all the bullshit, right? Like me and him have done a great job about that. We went through a lot of abuse in the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Like with all that, at least I did. Maybe not you. You were kind of in with them. I went through a lot of abuse at the beginning.
He's too big for that shit.
I would just meet up, whatever. But no, it's just
I keep it low key.
Yeah.
So when you keep it low key, you just don't really fuck with anybody.
Right.
So,
and then it shows with your athletes. How many pro cards do you have now under your belt?
we got 4.
Wow. And 2 of them are sitting right here. I would say out of everyone in town, there might be like 10 pro cards brought home to Sarasota or something about that, right? And we have 3 of them sitting at this table right now. So that is awesome. So talk to us a little about your guys' debuts. How did that go for you? If you don't know, Gina's wellness and Cheryl's going to be figure. So if you did not know.
I went in for my pro debut with no expectations for placement. I just wanted to experience what it was going to be like stepping on the pro stage to see where I was going to fall in the realm of things. Obviously, Tampa Pro, not an easy show.
Yeah.
Even historically, competing in the NPC, I was not known to pick easy shows.
Right.
I always wanted to know where I stacked against really good competition, big shows. So went in there, and it turned out better than I expected, for sure. I mean, came home with a 2nd and a 6th place.
It's really good.
Standing.
Yeah.
I chose not to do open at Tampa, simply just to get my feet wet to see what it was going to be like standing up there first. Plus, I knew the competition was going to be insane and open.
Right.
But ready to bring it in for a second try at the Florida Pro.
Okay, perfect. You are doing Florida.
Yes,
nice.
I am.
So do we know the schedule for that one yet? Do you know if it's like, I think is the figure going first, bikini or bodybuilding?
I don't know the exact schedule.
Okay.
So usually, it's going to be NPC pre-judging first thing in the morning. They're going to run the pros. My guess is they're going to run the pros pretty much prejudging back-to-back.
It's back-to-back
finals.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
usually figure falls in the middle, so doing
Yeah.
all the master's classes I qualify for and open this time.
Yeah, let's go.
You got to do open. Always throw yourself an
Absolutely.
open for sure.
Absolutely.
Because you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you
Exactly.
break out in that first call, it's an open, people are going to try to know your name. The second you go on stage, you're the one to beat,
Exactly.
But still, you got second. What category was that?
That was 50 plus.
Okay, cool.
And I took 6th and 40 plus. And most of the girls in 40 plus, even the girl that beat me in 50 plus, they all went on to do open the next day at Tampa.
Got you. So that's probably, what do you think? Do you think it would have been a better thing for her to do open too?
No.
Are you happy with the placing?
No, not at this show. We're going to do it in Sarasota. But
Okay.
it's just too many people. What is it, 30, 25 open.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's different, bro. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Women, the skin looks different. It just is different.
Yeah.
They're just bigger. And she's going to do okay, but she's not going to really, I'm realistic. I'm not going to say she's going to make top 5. She's not. Maybe top 10.
Yeah.
If we do really well, that's the goal. But not Tampa. I think we take it easy, especially no expectations.
Yeah.
I don't want her to get overwhelmed and then be in a bad spot because she got last place.
Right.
You know
And do you think it
what
was as for the 2-day show? Was that worrying you at all? If it was a 2-day show, because I know that's hard.
That also
Yeah,
that's not easy.
Too,
No.
Rolling peak.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Doing it again,
Yeah.
and it's not worth it when there's that many
Yeah.
people. It's hard.
Yeah.
Exactly. And talking from like the coach's side, it's tough, man. Like when you wake up in the morning and you look at your athlete and either you're on the money or you're not. And when you are, you're like, yes. And then if you again with Jen, I'll talk to Jen, right? We woke up in the morning for her show, fucking spot on. Like I could not have peaked her better, right? Perfect. And then we didn't get the pro card. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do this again. Like I gotta peak this body again. And you just get nervous as a coach. So I'm sure like doing them 2-day shows would be tough for sure. So it's tough. But what about you? So how did your show go?
It went great. didn't have an expectation and a little bit of an expectation. I wanted to get first call outs, and I didn't make it. I got the 7th place out of, I think there was 10 girls in the 40s class. They don't have a 50s.
Yeah.
So I had to compete down. So that's a bit of a challenge, but definitely brought in a bigger package. And, of course, I need an even bigger package.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and the quads, mostly, was where the feedback was. But, I mean, I felt good. We came in full. And
Yeah, you looked amazing on stage.
Thank you.
And you did talk to the judges about bringing in a 50, right? What did they say? We talked back at the show about that.
They basically told us that it might be a couple years, that the quality of the competitors in the 50, there's just not enough.
Yeah.
And they're not coming in with quality.
Yeah.
So
Because it's such a new division. You know, like figure's been around for a long time, the oldest running, you know, division, but wellness is going to have to grow. And, you know, they also, all these promoters put up money. And I'm sure, I don't know if you guys have watched our podcast before, but the promoter has to pay thousands of dollars per category. So if it's 35, 40, 45, they got to pay, I think it's like $1,500 he was telling us per category. So, but either way, I mean, first show, I think you guys both looked amazing. I mean, bringing home some wins to Sarasota, in my book, that's a win. You know, getting second, that's an amazing. I mean, unfortunately, we got 10th. You know, that was the best placing we got this year. And look how fucking good we looked. So you just don't know. Do you guys feel like you like it was? I guess what I'm trying to say is like when you guys went there, were you impressed by the athletes backstage, or were you like looking around and being like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little rundown on that. How do you guys feel backstage?
I was actually pretty impressed. Like I said, just coming in the pro level, didn't know what to expect. Definitely different than the NPC level. Definitely.
Right.
And I'm looking around, before I'd look, go into a 50s class or 45 and up, actually, because I wasn't old enough in NPC for 50. And I'd go in saying, I got this.
Yeah.
I could not do that. Even in the 40 plus, walking backstage, 50 plus could not say, I got this.
Yeah. So when you were backstage, you were looking around and be like, damn, there's some beasts here.
Yeah.
Were you surprised when you got second?
No. I wasn't. I was happy with it. Yeah. I could definitely see, looking at the comparison pictures, that she had the conditioning on me on the glutes and hams. So that was the feedback from the judges as well. So that's what we're looking on honing in for Sarasota.
So just a little fuller then, or a little more condition in the back? And
little more
what did they say about size?
Size, obviously, just the only feedback I had on size was bringing a little bit bigger quads and lower lats.
Gotcha.
He said upper back is on point. Delts are on point. Everything else is pretty much on point. So
Great. So we know that you're going to do and roll into the Florida Pro. What's your next competition? What's next for you?
I just got back from a cruise.
I know, I'm still absorbing all the food and
next year.
Like Big Serb. He's like, he wanted it. How bad did you want her to do Sarasota?
They don't have it.
Oh, they don't.
They didn't have one.
I would have been on it
I
immediately.
would've
Absolutely, no
made her.
hesitation. No hesitation.
Gotcha.
But there's nothing. There aren't that many shows for wellness.
Would you have to fly out if you did another one?
No.
Was that like the problem?
One in Lauderdale.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
In
Which one?
November. Atlantic.
Atlantic Coast. Yeah,
That's the next one for wellness.
No, there's more in
Locally.
between. You got to fly out if you want to do another
Gotcha.
one.
Okay, that's the only local one besides that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so talking about, building muscle, obviously you guys are past your 50 right now. How hard is it to grow into that? We have a lot of Masters competitors that watch this. So what are some tips for these guys that are trying to grow past that age?
Focus on what's important for your division. I see a lot of competitors in the gym doing a lot of lifts that are useless for their division, quite honestly. I couldn't tell you at a given moment what any of my 1-rep max PRs are.
Nope.
Right.
I do
No
not
idea.
lift super heavy when it comes to exercises like delts. I basically do a lot of time under tension. I do my heavy lifts in my off season when I have the food. Optimizing growth when you've got the nutrition to accompany it, and you need to get uncomfortable to grow. You need to get the food in.
Yeah. How you think it's hard to get that food in?
Yes,
in
there
off
was
season?
a point he was feeding me to a point where I could not eat.
You couldn't eat it, right? Yeah.
I would be leaving rice on my plate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was packing it in as much as I could though, because it was necessary.
It was necessary.
Yep.
And I go through this all the time with Natalia. I mean, we literally fight probably twice a week about this because she's not eating, and she's like, I'm like, this is off season. Congratulations, because when you're in prep, you're going to be starving and you're going to want that food. So enjoy now. But we have her on like 150 grams for pretty much meals 2 to 6, right? All of her meals for the most part. She cannot do it. Like she cannot get it down, right? And that's pretty low, right? I'm sure you're eating more than that. But bodybuilding is force feeding in the off season.
Yes, it is.
It's force feeding.
It's a job.
It is.
It's a job. I mean,
We
look at
love looking lean, but you cannot grow when
Yeah.
you're lean like that. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna work. It's not gonna work very well.
Now, did you guys try Big Serb? Do you try to keep your athletes lean all year round, or do you
Depends
let
on
them?
who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to some people, she'll stay pretty lean. It's like 10 to 12 to 15 pounds, maybe 18. But yeah, I try to actually. I'll reverse that question. I do most of the time. But if I know they're going to shrink or come down quicker, and we need to put on a lot of muscle, then I'll let them go a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's case by case basis, pretty
Yeah,
much. Like if you
absolutely.
know that client has a slow metabolism, you're not going to get them 50 pounds overweight because then you're screwed. Yeah.
But the ones that aren't, they need to put on. I'll let them go 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Especially the dudes that are bigger. Females are different. You can't let them go 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill themselves trying to come down.
Yep.
You know?
Do you feel like that messes up your metabolism and everything when you do gain that much weight?
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like if I were to prep, I can't. 40 pounds is a minimum for me.
Yeah.
I hold probably 15 pounds of water. I walk around 300 pounds. I would have to get down to 250.
Yeah.
And I'm not fat. You know what I'm saying? So I've never lost less than 40 pounds in the prep. And I was, pretty lean sometimes starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just depends on the person.
Gotcha.
If they're smaller,
Yeah.
they're shorter, then they can't gain 40 pounds.
Right.
They can't-
Because you got people like, I always compare my athletes, right? People like Jen, probably a lot like yourself, right? Always stays in great shape. Doesn't matter how much you eat. You're always going to be same with him. I'll give him a big shout out. He eats clean for the most part all the time. Yes, he guys is obsessed with donuts. We know. You know what I'm saying?
my donuts.
The man
Leave
eats
me
his
alone.
own donuts, but he eats clean 5 meals a day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the most
Yeah.
part. So again, a little bit different there because he's a pro and different, but a lot of amateurs struggle with that, right? They struggle with that off season on when I'm not shredded. I'm not. I know your DMs are flooded with that, right? When you get clients post show, how do you handle
it's
that?
more females with that one.
Yeah.
Especially
Definitely
her.
me.
Yeah.
Big time.
Always want to look like, they want to look small. And I tell her all the time, it's not, you can't do that if you want to do this.
Yes.
They're two different things. So if you want to do that, you're going to have to give up bodybuilding because you have to look a little thicker in the off season because that's the game.
Yeah.
Right? You're building muscle. And you can't build muscle being small. And your clothes are not going to fit like this. And you're going to have a little bit of this one, whatever she calls it. And,
all the
you know what I'm
time
saying?
to him. Because this was the first season that
Yeah.
we did a real build for me because prior to getting the pro card, it wasn't a true off season of building. And then after the pro card, it was like he had a long talk with me about like being uncomfortable and wearing it. So I just wore a lot of gym clothes.
Yeah, just wear baggier stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so important for people to understand like how hard that is for women. And I think some
very
men,
hard.
Sebastian goes through it a lot. He
Absolutely.
does. He's very in his head all the time. Man, I'm going to this vacation. I want to be shredded. I want to be in shape. So, which is fine, right? There's normal, right? But if you want to be a pro and you guys want to take it to the level that you guys are already at, just getting to your level is a huge accomplishment. But getting past that, you have to be unbelievably disciplined all year round. This is a full-time thing. So he says you got to gain 3%, 4%, 5% body fat. You kind of have to do it, guys. So what's your advice to people that are struggling mentally with that?
Just do it. It depends. It's prioritizing.
And
What do
trust
you
the
want?
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And absolutely listen to your coach. If your coach is telling you eat the food, that's why you hire him. You hire a coach to get you to that next level. You leave it in their hands and you just follow the directions.
Yeah,
And it happens.
Yeah. If you want it bad enough, you're going to eat the food.
exactly.
And put in the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
What do you tell people when they come to you and they're like, "Oh, I'm fat. I want to slim down," but they need to grow?
It's not happening. You gotta do that. You gotta quit. That's it, man. I don't have patience for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
There's a couple clients that drive me nuts, and I just don't. I'll give them like a strong warning, and if they do it again, I'm out.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't need that shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There's a million other people that want to help, and they're gonna follow the plan and not question, being heavier, feeling, fat, going on vacation. I mean, everybody goes on vacation. You can't just come down and you're never going to put the muscle on. It doesn't. You can't go like this. It's got to be like this the whole time. Then you come down.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. If it's, I can't like twice a week. That shit would. I can't do that. I just can't do it.
Dude,
I
my
don't
phone
care.
blows up.
I don't care
You have
what
no
it is.
idea. It's all the time, But I get it because, like, again, in us coaches, we balance out. Like, we don't want to lose an off-season client.
Right.
Like, we understand. Like, I don't want to pump the food so much when we know they need it. But you also have to care about the client's like physical well-being, right? So if she hates herself, she's not going to train hard. She's not going to look good. So I try to balance that. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a difficult balance, you know. But yes, you have to gain weight in the off season in order to produce the muscle that you are trying to gain. Like there's no other way around it. And so yes, like you're saying, you have to get uncomfortable. Does it suck? Absolutely. Are you going to want to go on a vacation for off season because you've taken this amount of time to do your prep just to get to a certain competition? Absolutely. But you might not look shredded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's okay. That's okay. You just have to, you know, take the goods with the bads, keep moving forward. And again, like you're saying, if you have those goals in order to progress in this sport into the elite levels, you're going to have to do those things that nobody wants to do. And this is exactly what nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to gain the fat in the off season to build the muscle. So
You just take the vacation right after your show.
do that.
Like I do.
Absolutely. And then you're peeled.
And,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, like if you're gonna take vacation, like for me and him, we're married. I mean, what
Yeah, where are we going?
gives a shit what I look like on vacation? Man? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Yeah, her too. I mean,
I'm fucking dead.
My husband's gonna
That's
be
true.
after it
you know what I'm
anyway.
saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it doesn't matter what it's looking like. He's gonna.
Exactly.
So it's like the people think too much when it comes to that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I know it's pictures and stuff, but it's
Right.
like you have goals. Like we have a goal next year. Let's
Right.
you know what I'm saying? The 3-year vacation is not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on that side of things, I'm sure that your man likes you a little bit better when you're thicker, right?
100%.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
it's like,
Yeah. Bigger the better.
you know,
Bigger the better. There's
a
one
little
there for us,
thickness.
but-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't go wrong with that.
That's funny. But yeah, let's switch that up a little bit. I want to talk about cheating. I love talking about cheating on this channel. I just love it because I want to instill this because I feel like if you don't cheat, you're probably going to win. Like you're probably going to go really far because you're versus some people who are cheating. So before the podcast, you're telling me you never cheat. What do you think about cheating?
You're weak if you're cheating. I'm sorry. It's mind over matter 100%. I only cheat when he tells me, go have a burger and fries. And guess what? I'm eating that burger and fries, and I'm getting right back on my plan right after that.
Yeah.
Cheating is cutting corners. I know I've had a coach once in the past that told me 80% will get you far, 90% will get you even further. There's 20% variance built in. I don't believe in that. So eat what your coach tells you, stick with it, train hard, keep your head down, and keep focused.
Do you feel like you're able to eat more food because you don't cheat?
Yes.
Like all the other people?
Yes.
It's weird how that works.
It's very weird when you just follow the fucking plan. It's not
Right.
hard,
Weird.
right?
When I eat clean, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm hungry even in the off season. I mean,
Yeah.
there is the occasion where he is piling a lot of food on, but it's rare that I can't finish the food.
Yeah, because I see it all the time, and I'll get like clients, and like we just had a guy pull out of the Sarasota show. He just couldn't stop cheating. He couldn't stop. He couldn't stop his mind. You know, he's a young kid. I'm gonna give him a break. He's really young, but like he just couldn't stop. And like I remember, I've been there before, where I'm like, dude, when the food hits, it's tough. So like, how do people control that? Like if they're 4 weeks out from the show, because that's always when it gets the hardest, right? Your body fat's the lowest. Guys, when your body fat gets so low, your body has to pull energy from somewhere, and that's when the suffering starts. It's not fucking 12 weeks out. It's not 8 weeks out. It's when your body, when you get truly conditioned, that's when you start suffering. So what's your advice to people?
I walk on the treadmill. I've got a treadmill under my desk at home, and the minute that, like, you know, I open a cupboard and I see, like, you know, the tub of peanut butter sitting in there, and it, you know, I start getting tempted. I either get out of the house, get in my car, just go for a short drive,
Go to bed.
go to bed,
Go to bed at like 5 p.m.
Right.
TV, take a nap, sleep, anything to get.
Shopping.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
Oh,
Shopping.
Yeah,
The
shopping.
money I've spent.
Oh
This
my
I'll
God.
go to the grocery store,
Yeah.
just
Amazon.
walk around.
Oh,
Bro.
just
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I think I've replaced my whole wardrobe this.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
But just removing myself from the situation. And
Yeah.
it might be multiple times a day I have to do that. Right now I'm doing it. You know, 5 weeks between shows is a long time.
He did 2 of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
2 of
I
them.
think sucks.
It does.
Yeah, right after Miami, it was probably my hardest. I was pissed, but then, you know, I was cheating. You know, right after Miami, I was just fucking snacking. I had this little snack bag, and I was just fucking smashing all this little munchie bag. And then, what is it? We had Indian food that Tuesday, and that was my last thing. And then I was right back to it. But it sucks. You know, going from one competition, dialing in all the way there, and then having to wait 5 weeks for the next. Oh, my God.
But you know what's at stake.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you always arrive back at what's at stake if I don't get back on my plan.
Yeah.
That's on me, and that's a controllable. That's
Yep.
100% on me.
Because what's the point of doing it to half-ass? Like,
Exactly.
I tell people all the time, like, why are you going to half-ass diet, which you are suffering no matter what? What are you half-ass dieting 16, 20, 30-week fucking preps, probably a big serve, a whole year prep? Why are you doing 12 weeks of prepping to cheat the last 6 weeks, and now you just ruined an entire year?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just to get third? Like, what are we doing? I don't know.
We have a joke in my house, like, you grab a cookie, tastes like second place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Oh
it.
yeah.
And it's hard to instill that in people, and that's why I'm so passionate about that topic. Like, there's a few topics I'm really passionate about, and that's number one, because I think me and Big Serb have done a great job instilling that in our athletes, at least doing our best. We're always going to have the bad apples, right? That's always going to happen. People do go through shit as well, but I think for the most part, in my experience, like when you just follow the plan, stick to the plan, you're going to get more food, and you're going to be more fulfilled at the end of the day. Like, I feel like that's definitely
For sure.
yeah, so.
You condition early, boom. You've been at this complete deficit for so long, and then hey, you're gonna have to maintain for a little bit.
Yep.
And then you're gonna get more food. So it's like it's just temporary.
And I feel like the back-to-back shows is when it gets really tough. That's when it's hard, man. Especially like when you're going for your pro card. How many times did you guys go for your pro card before you got it?
Twice. I did
Twice, right?
Universe,
Okay.
and then I went to Masters Nationals.
That was how many weeks is that?
3.
3 weeks.
But I also did the Mid-Florida Classic
Got you.
as a practice show for
Yep.
Universe. So then it was that show, then 2 weeks, then 3 weeks.
Jesus, that's a long one.
I really wasn't bad. I think the 5 weeks is a lot. Sounds a lot
Yeah.
harder.
5 weeks is brutal. I mean, we did 2 back-to-back shows. 5 weeks out,
dude.
5, 5, 5. And I was like, oh my God, it was brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys ever see the video of him in the garage when he's just sitting there and he's just like complete zombie, like barely even could open his eyes before the first show, zombie mode. People don't understand the suffering that goes into the sport. Like they don't embrace it. Like people need to start embracing this shit. Big Sub, what do you got on that?
On which?
How to embrace the suffering, man. Tell these people
I
how to
don't
do
know,
it.
man. Don't be a pussy. I don't know what else to say to that. I'm very cut and dry with that kind of shit, man. I just don't like. I grew up very disciplined in everything. So for me to see that you can't diet, then you're just soft. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
And I caught a couple people doing it this prep, and I'm gonna call one out. I'm gonna call Jeff out right now.
Oh, we knew that.
Oh, Mister, yes.
So
It's going, clipping
So
it.
this motherfucker, man, I'm at EOS, right? With him.
Yeah.
And I could just tell he's pissed. Like he's like 3 weeks out. And we talked about Tampa, and I told him, Jeff, you're not gonna make the show if you don't like almost die, man. You gotta go to that place.
Brink of death.
And I go, okay, man, all right. And you know what he's gonna say. And he's doing cardio. And I'm doing cardio and talking to my other client. And I finish, I tell him bye, and he's like, see you later. I knew he was gonna cheat. So I waited in my car.
Wait, you waited in your car?
Yeah, 2 minutes. I didn't wait long.
I didn't wait long.
So what
He's
happened?
got 40 more on the stairs, and he's just walking right up behind me.
No.
So I hit him up, like, what are you doing? What do you mean? I'm like, you're fucking cheating, man. You want to do your pro debut and you want to cheat? Man, fuck this shit, man. I don't even want to do the show. I'm like, all right, don't fucking do the show. Don't be a little bitch and don't do it. Do what you want to do, man. But don't do this shit to me when you're cheating. And we got into it. Stopped talking. That night, he called me the next day. I'm so sorry, man. And I said, it's all good, dude, but this is on you. You're going to look like shit, not me. And you gotta, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do it the right way. I know you got your whole meal prep company. I know you got family, but everybody else has the same shit. That's what he doesn't understand. I don't think everybody's got a job,
Yep.
right? Everybody's running either a business or working for somebody or has kids. I got clients working in the heat all day, construction, mechanics. I mean, you don't think that's hard? That's hard. And that's why I'm like, whenever he gives me those, I'm like, Jeff, everybody has a job, man. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm like, if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, pull out. And we ended up doing it. Now he's going to go to Sarasota. But, yeah, I caught him straight up.
Was he doing any food or was it just the cardio?
Just cheating cardio.
It's probably cardio, but then if I'm catching him on spot, he probably cheated 10 more times.
Probably. He
You know
probably
what I'm saying?
spiraled that night, ate some food, called you the next day. All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, but
you know?
not just that night. He probably cheated every week.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, that tells me a lot about people in terms of, can they stick to the shit when it gets hard or can they not? And if they're not going to stick to it, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get, I had Jeff eating less than them. He's going to get peeled
Exactly.
if he's going to stick to it. But
Yeah.
He stuck to it the last 3 weeks after that, but if he wants to dial it in, he's got to stick to it.
But I think 1 or 2 crazy days will do it. And like when people cheat, you have to understand, for one, we have pretty big teams, right? We have pretty big teams. That's a slap on the face to everyone that fucking believes in you. Like when I was prepping for my show, I swear to God, I did not do a gram over or under. Teresa will tell you, I did not do a gram over or under my entire fucking prep for Dustin because it's disrespectful. Like it's disrespectful to people that believe in me, the team. Like everyone looks up to me. Everyone knew. So I knew going in this prep, I had to do everything to the T, no matter what, because I'm not going to, I practice what the fuck I preach. I'm not going to come in here and say, oh, I believe in oils and then I'm going to be doing almond butter the whole fucking time. No, I cut out oils early because I wanted to, or almond butter early because I wanted to. So I think that's the biggest thing that Jeff needs to understand too, because you guys believe in him, right?
Yeah. I love that guy. He has crazy potential.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's one of my really good friends. He's one of my best friends, but I'm going to call him out. I don't give a fuck who you are, man. If you're going to be with me, man, you're not going to do that shit. If you're going to do that shit, you can go to the other guys. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? I don't need that shit because at the end of the day, you're not going to look your best, and I feel like shit because I'm thinking I'm doing something wrong, and it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
I never would have found out.
Yeah, you wouldn't have found out, but also it's like, imagine you caught him just slacking on some cardio. Imagine what else, And what happens is people, guys, you have to understand, when you do this shit, your coach loses something inside. Like he loses it for you. Like deep down inside, he might not admit it, but eventually, like when I catch you cheating 5 times, I'm not going to put that much effort into you anymore. I don't care. You're going to lose it forever. Like I don't know if that's ever coming back until you really prove that you have what the fuck it takes, right? Like last prep, I'll call. You want to call someone? I'll call someone out too. I saw Raven, right? She was really bad the first 2 preps with me, like really bad. Always catching her cheating, almond butter. She didn't go crazy, but it was like almond butter rice cake. She couldn't do oils. She couldn't do anything. Couldn't do fish. It was always like steak. I don't really know exactly, but I caught her a lot of almond butter, a lot of rice cake. She was very honest with me at least, right? But this second prep, I was like, look, you want to be a coach on this fucking team, you need to show people what's up. You have to learn how to follow the plan. And she killed it. But that took a lot for me to trust her. We actually had to sit down and be like, look, if we're going to move forward together as a team, I need to trust you. Like this needs to be trust here. Yes. Like if there's no trust, there's nothing we're done. Right. Because then I'm going to make the harder thinking you're cheating, even though you're not cheating now because you did the whole fucking time. So that's tough, man, for a coach to come back from that,
That's a fact. So. And I mean, these two here, I'm going to give you guys an example of what not cheating is. I can tell them to eat grass, they'll pick it off the thing and start eating. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just a different
mindset.
Mentality.
And the crazy things, females do it. They're stronger minded than guys.
Yep. Bro, that was literally that was one of my questions. Literally, like, who is easier to coach, men or women?
Women.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Why do you think that is?
I don't know why. Maybe because they're mentally stronger. I mean, I think that's why. And I feel like they care so much because they already care about everything, about how they look every single day, even if they're not competing. Their makeup, how this fits. They're gonna really want to look really good on that stage and not, you know what I'm saying? The guys, some of them are sloppy and they don't really give a shit. So if you have that mindset, it's gonna be different than coaching a woman that's super, 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 strict. Yeah.
In my experience, I feel like the women are definitely easier to coach. Yeah. Sorry, Dustin, but the women are definitely easier to coach.
I get it.
And this man follows the damn plan, but it just is what it is. Like they just, for some reason, maybe it's like the nurturing aspect of them. Like they care so much. Exactly what you said. They care. They don't want to fucking lose. Like, and they also respect men. I feel like women respond better to men coaches. I don't know. That's my experience. And I feel like with men, they get like this ego to them, a lot of them. So when you get them like, oh, I know what I'm doing already. Like Jeff, he does this. It's the whole fucking time. It's like when they don't just like submit, be like, no, you hired me. Like men, no matter what, even if they hire you, they're still not going to, especially when they prep before, man. When people do shows.
The worst is when you do well with them and they get an ego. That's the worst. Because now they think they know a lot of shit all of a sudden because they either got a card or they want a show. That shit don't matter, bro. You may just look really good and have good genetics and you win a pro card, but it doesn't mean you know shit. That's why have these pros, they can't coach. More than 90%. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
They prep these guys and they look like shit. And look at the facts. The best coaches in the world are not professional bodybuilders.
No, they're just pros.
So just because you have a card or you won an overall trophy doesn't mean you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of ego in bodybuilding. There's a lot of ego in bodybuilding. And I think there's definitely something to be said about that. And I agree, man. Like, you don't need to have a pro card to be a great coach. You don't need to have, it's just not possible. And honestly,
doesn't matter, man.
Especially nowadays, man, I see a lot of great people, man, who deserve pro cards, some of these shows. Like last year, we brought Emma last year, dude. Oh my God, guys. It was, talk about fucking stacked for bikini. Like every top 3 should have won their card. Every single one of them. Even Sandy said, she's like, guys, everyone deserves to get a card today. For the top 5, pretty much deserves it. But it's just that hard now, right? So even though, like, but people go through the suffering, right? And I think I agree. Like, look at Honey Rambod, Chad Nichols.
Cito.
Yeah, there's so many great coaches that don't have pro cards. So
I mean, some of them, look better than others. I mean, they're in shape, but dude, who gives a shit if I would have won my pro card in 19 where I thought I should have, and if I didn't right now? Do I know any less? I know less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If anything, I know more because I studied it more because I got an injury and I couldn't get my pro card. So it's like, that shit don't matter.
Same with me, man. Blow on my back. What happened with you?
Oh,
yeah. Oof. Brutal. Yeah, I tore my chest off the bone, too.
Yep.
This actually didn't prevent me. It's more my back I can't train, but
My
yeah. That's crazy, man. But yeah, anyway, so me and Big Serb have a little bet going on. I think I'm going to make some money this time. I need my Super Bowl money back. If you guys don't know, dude, my son literally cried when we lost that bet because how much did we bet? Like $100 or something stupid? $200? Whatever the hell it was. Something stupid. I also put up $500 on like this account. And like, I was, dude, if we win, buddy, like I'm going to get like 900 and we'll take you, go buy a bunch of Pokemon cards. He literally was balling and I had to send Big Serb money that day. So I'm trying to get my money back, man. Okay? We're getting my money back.
Bro. I sports gamble every day. That's one of my things. I've been gambling my whole life.
I fucked up then.
He's a hustler.
This doesn't matter, right? You know bodybuilding, but that's what I do. I gamble. So
tell them about the bet.
The bet is the Olympia bet. Who's going to win the Olympia?
Yep.
And I got, Hadi Chupan, who I think is a better bodybuilder. Less gifted, but he's a better bodybuilder in my opinion. And he's got Derek Lunsford, who's a local Tampa guy.
Got to support him.
True American. So, I mean, that's that's your guy. But I like it. I like Derek, too. I just don't think he's better.
But he won last year, though. You know what I'm saying?
The year before.
It doesn't matter. He won last year, though. He won even off. He didn't even have a chest, and he freaking won, And he beat.
He did. I don't think he should have won, though. That's the thing.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was very, very close. I did want Derek to win, though.
Who's winning this money, Dustin? Who's winning this money?
That's up in the air right now. That's very close. No, it's going to be Samson. It's going to be Samson. It's going to be Andrew Jacked.
Andrew Jacked.
Dude, that boy looked nasty this last weekend, right?
That's a different guy.
Oh, my God.
Crazy. Oh, my God. Talk about just genetics. Jesus Christ.
He works, though.
Dude, his abs and thighs. This is the best abs and thighs I've ever seen in bodybuilding. Yeah. Who has the better abs and thighs than that in bodybuilding?
The best?
He's the best, I think, in bodybuilding ever. Like, who has a better one?
Hadi's close.
Dude,
no,
Andrew's still beating him.
But Andrew's is the way that his look is very aesthetic. Yeah. It just looks clean.
Yeah, but then he has like a bad most muscular. I don't think he's gonna ever be a Mr. Olympia. But I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't think so.
I bet you 1,000 on that.
Yeah.
What's the time frame? 5-10 years? What are we thinking about?
$1,000. I bet $1,000. He'll never be Mr. Olympia.
5 to 6. You saw it here first.
Watch it happen this year. I'm gonna think.
I was like, I told you.
$1,000. I'll put that on there. The only reason why I say that is
I'm an
because
Andrew fan now, baby.
You know everything, Andrew, in a second,
he's
bro.
trying to make that money. No, that's funny, man. So he has to retire then. So I'll get my money when he retires.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we have to wait till Andrew. How old is Andrew now? Is he older?
Don't matter. He just started.
No? Okay.
He just started 2 years ago.
I know, but I think he's like 40 something.
Don't matter. That's
look at Sean Roden. He did win.
At 44.
The reason why I don't think so, man, is because Derek's going to reign for years. I think he's going to reign for 8 years.
Andrew's going to swallow Derek this year. You
think so?
Yeah, no, so. He's
no,
6'2",
man. Derek's about to
300 pounds.
He didn't know. Derek's winning this, 100%, man. Look at Phil Heath. Phil Heath is beating Dennis Wolf and all them people. Slaughtering. Big Ramy came 300 pounds. Who cares?
That's not even close.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Well, Phil's the best, but still, I think it's going to be a battle.
I mean, I just think it's going to be fun to watch.
Oh man, we're going to be texting each other.
Man. You can
see this motherfucker.
You can come to the crib. I'm going to order it.
All right,
let's do it.
Hell yeah. No, we'll definitely do some fun stuff about that. But that is so funny, man. What do you got for the team today, man?
How many refeeds do you guys normally get in the prep? I know that you're
a great question.
Because you're always talking about, okay, I don't cheat, I don't do anything like that. I stay on plan 100%. How many refeeds do you get? And then what, for you, Big Serb, what would attribute to her getting a refeed?
I think I got about 4 or 5 this past prep.
Yeah. 2?
2. Yeah.
1, 2. I don't know. It just depends. It just depends on the look, man. That refeed shit, it all depends on how you check in. And if you're losing too fast and you're ahead, you're too ahead, you got to pull back a little bit, then I'll refeed.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the only way.
It's a look, right?
Yeah,
like you got to be fucking peeled.
Yeah, I don't even look at nothing else, just look.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to actually push it to the next level. Or if the weight's stagnant for 2-3 weeks, that's gonna speed up the metabolism. So it's going to keep it going. So that's the only way I refeed people.
Got you. So if they're I kind of do the exact same approach with my clients, right? I don't even think about a refeed until you're fucking in shape. Like until I could see some muscle. What the fuck's the point? Like you still pushing. What are we doing? And like a lot of people, they always want it. Like, coach, when am I gonna refeed? When am I getting it? Like there's a time and place, right? You don't just give refeed just to fucking give it. Like
I don't think people understand what
I never
refeeds are.
They don't.
I think that needs to be the big explained
Explanation.
because I asked him. I kept on, like, she would text me, I'm getting a burger, you know.
Oh,
and
no,
I'm
you
like,
little shit.
I was
And I'm like,
look at her. You can come with me. I wasn't
that was
treating it as a
why.
rubber
It wasn't,
band.
it wasn't rude.
No.
It was, you know,
But then I
let's
texted
go
It's
get
exciting.
him, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how come I don't get one, you know?
Oh, my
and
God.
then I saw somebody post something, and they really kind of broke it down, and it changed my whole mindset. It's like, I want it only if my body needs it,
Yes.
not my mind. So,
Right.
because I can handle the mental part of it.
Yeah, plus our meal plans were so different, just for our
Yes.
Yeah.
divisions.
100%. Like probably a lot of lower body day with her. Did you put her on a lower upper split with carbs, Gina?
No,
It was just straight one diet every day.
we do carb cycling.
Gotcha.
But I don't really have you doing legs today. Let's give you more carbs. It doesn't matter what day it is. It's just a cycle.
Gotcha.
Low days, high days, low day, high day.
Yeah, because I only did upper body one day a week.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's not doing.
And I only did shoulders and back.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Yeah. Wellness girls, it's kind of sucks because like you
Yeah.
can't train your upper body because they'll grow so fast. Especially like, let's be honest, like the PEDs you take, you can outgrow the division so quick. Like whatever you take, like your upper body's gonna grow, even just on Anavar, dude. This is the first thing to explode.
Yeah, shoulders,
Wow. So again, I have a wellness competitor doing Mel's next week, and we have not even touched upper body in weeks. And I grew her a little bit in the beginning, and then eventually just no more. Like Susie, she's doing Mel Chancey as well. You guys know Susie? Monster. I'm kind of mad she's going, because it's gonna be a battle. The girl's
Yeah.
absolute beast. She's unstoppable for the most part, but she has not. I don't think she's turned upper body in years. Last time I talked to her, so it's a look, man. Wellness is tough to hit. So
Yes.
so yeah. What do you guys think about the Masters Olympia? Is that a goal for you guys?
It was.
It is.
I mean, it is.
Honestly, I think the politics around it, I don't necessarily agree with them because you don't earn your way there. You
Yeah.
have to be basically selected in
Yeah.
a popularity contest.
It's like the Arnold.
I understand it though because the Masters Olympia was not brought back for people like us. It was brought back for retired Olympians to have a stage to come back to.
Gotcha.
So we're just the fillers.
Yeah.
So disappointing, yes, to know that I can't win a Masters show and automatically get qualified to go, but I also don't think I would be selected unless I stacked up a bunch of local wins. And then again, for my division in particular, there's a lot of figure girls that are regular Olympians that are now 40 and do qualify for that Masters Olympia.
Yeah.
They're going to get picked before me. So not to say I'll never apply if I don't win, just to see what would happen. Obviously, that would be a dream come true to go to any,
Yeah.
even Masters Olympia stage, but see what happens.
Exactly what you said. It's tough, because I know why. We all know why they brought it back, but I wish they would do some kind of like qualification system for that because it's only right? If you win a show, you should be able to go. Like, of course, it's first of all, it's in Romania, so it's expensive to go there. So I think that's why not everyone's gonna. I would say always apply. First of all, apply and apply. It doesn't matter because there was a guy who did one physique show, literally got like 12th. He was in the Masters Olympia last time.
Really?
Wow.
Bro, one physique show, got his pro card,
interesting.
one show, and applied and went because he's probably like you guys. Like, I just want to apply. How do you know how many things they have?
True.
Right.
Or how many people can afford to go spend 10 grand to go out there to Romania? So definitely do that because that's like since me and Jacqueline have been working together, that's been our whole like dream. It's like let's just make it to the Masters Olympia, right? Like we did pretty good last year. I think we got 4th twice and a 5th once. This year, as long as we could win a show, I think we'll have a good chance to do it. And I don't know who does the exception though. I want probably Tyler. I'm sure they sit down and figure out what they want, but I don't know. I think definitely don't leave that off the table because you never know. What do you got to say to them about that?
About
Masters Olympia.
there should be a qualification.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, just like you said, 12th place goes to the Olympia. I mean, if you get first place, I mean that should be an automatic qualification. Like no question about that. I don't know why they do that, why they do it like that, but yeah, that's what I think.
You think it's like just followers for the most part? Like you get like Olympians and then it's just straight who guys have the most followers?
Maybe
It's like that.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's got to be something. I mean, it's got to be they got to know your name, so one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's only 16 people that are invited. It's only 16. It's 1 to 16. 16. That's it.
16 people that are invited.
Invited. Yeah,
Out
you
of,
have to be
like, the
invited to
group,
that.
The division?
You have to
So
basically
if it's figure, you apply, and then they
Okay.
take the 16 that they want to bring.
Oh, okay,
Only
okay,
16.
okay.
You know how they cap out at 16 when there's no more?
Gotcha,
so it's
gotcha,
16. So when you when you apply for the Match Olympiad, there might have been 100 people that applied, but they're only selecting 16
Okay.
people to go.
Got
so I'm
you.
sure they look
Alright.
down your resume, see how many placings you won and stuff, and
Right.
then they go from there.
That's true.
So you know the one guy we met, I forgot his name. He was a black guy that we met. I introduced you to. He wants to hop on the podcast. I'm having a brain fart right now. Remember the one that got second and then got his pro card at Hurricane Bay or at your show, St. Pete. He was the security guy. So he's the guy that I was telling you. I think if you're probably prepping, but he's the guy that I was telling you that he literally got 12th, I think, in his first show. That was the second show, was Masters Olympia. And he got like 8th or something.
So do you think it's
crazy.
because there was a limited amount of people who applied?
Has to be.
That right?
Has to be.
Yeah.
That's what
100,000,000%. That's what it had to have been. Yeah.
Maybe.
So I don't know, but either way, I think you guys could do it. I'm rooting for you. You know, we don't have many pros in this town. I could count them all probably on maybe a hand, maybe 2 hands, 2.5 hands. I don't know. Maybe 15 pros in this entire town. So I think you guys could do it. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. The worst I can say is no. Always apply. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's why I told him. I'm like, every year we're applying for the Arnold. I don't even care. Dude, I don't even give a shit. We're going. Like, because if we could just grace that Arnold stage, you're done. Like, you're going to shows. Oh, he's 8th of the Arnold. Done. And on top of that, like, you know, I would apply for that too, honestly. I would always apply. You just don't know. You don't know how many people are actually applying, how many people go through the process to apply. So all my pros, I'm making them apply everywhere. So that's what I'm thinking there. But
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, but I want to get on another big topic. You know, this is something I'm very passionate about. I know Dustin's pretty passionate about this, and that's loyalty in bodybuilding.
There you go.
It is, it's very disheartening when I see a pro when like they'll be with a coach for 4 years, turn pro, and they'll leave the coach. You know, and if I don't know what was her name, I don't even want to call her out. Actually, it's a bikini girl, right? He was working with Alex Toplin, right? I'll just call it out real quick. Alex Toplin, right? And I know they worked together for a while. Literally turn pro as she's in condition, does a show with him. 1 week later, joins Fit Body Fusion with Jamie and does a show with Jamie.
Wait, rewind that. Who is it?
I'm not gonna say who the girl's name is, but the coach's name is Alex Toplin, right? I follow this bikini girl. Amazing, dude. These guys want to run together. I think she placed she didn't win a pro card at the first show, went to the next national show.
Yeah.
He flies out there, goes to her. She gets the fucking pro card. She leaves, goes to Fit Body Fusion. No, lied. Does the first pro show, then leaves, goes to Fit Body Fusion. The next weekend competes. All his hard work putting into that athlete, and then Fit Body Fusion posts her on the fucking page.
Jesus.
Bro. Make it make fucking sense to me.
Oh man.
You just took all this man's hard work and just posted it.
Yeah, just put everything on a silver platter and was like, here you go, Fit Body Fusion.
Like,
Another one for you.
Here's another beautiful athlete. Here you go, take her.
I had
Jesus,
a
man.
hard time out. I mean, a different coach. I turned pro under a different
Yeah.
coach that I had for years. The coach out in Mountain West, great coach. Not obviously in the same city that I lived in, so
Yeah.
it was all telecoaching, but still did a phenomenal job. I had a hard time switching coaches. I think at first. I mean, we talked quite a bit, and I asked a lot of questions. Honestly, it boiled down to I needed to consider who could take me to that next level.
Yeah.
And I was not confident that the coach that had got me to the pro level actually could bring me in to that next level that I needed to be for
Right.
what I was looking for my pro debut. So would I have done that? No. I wouldn't have switched coach and a week later competed because obviously that work is not on the new coach at that point.
How would you feel if she left you right now, went to a different coach, a big team, whatever, just because they want to be a fucking team, fangirls, and then they join this dumbass team, and then, which I honestly love Fit Body Fusion. It's not a shot at them at all. I'm just saying hypothetically, how would you feel as a coach? They just stole your hard work and now they're posting it the next week.
I mean, yeah, it'll feel kind of disappointed, I guess. Maybe a little betrayed, but at the end of the day, man, if you want to be a bitch and just go. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, unless there's a disagreement.
And that's the thing, and that's why I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. You don't know what really happens
absolutely.
with
Right.
people, and you also don't know like all the ins and outs of how the coach is treating you,
course.
what he's doing. We understand that, right? But I feel like if you turn pro with a coach and he's going there, he's traveling, he's putting in the effort, he knows your body. I have a problem with like both sides. Like me personally, I will not take a client that's prepping for a show. I just won't fucking do it. Like I won't take a client that's 2 weeks out and be like, okay, let me take you and put you on stage. Oh my God, yay, we won.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
that's very difficult,
like,
yeah.
what are coaches doing? Like, it's actually mind blowing. I would never personally do that. I always tell people when you're prepping, you have to finish that prep out with your coach.
Right.
Like, finish the prep out, and if you really want to work with me, you're on a. And plus, on top of that, when you're prepping too, your mind is fucked. Like you're always second guessing your coach. You're always thinking shit.
Yep,
So that's the worst time to pick a coach. if anything.
Absolutely. When you're all emotional
The worst fucking time.
and brain dead.
Yeah. Like,
Absolutely.
All at the same time. Yeah.
All at the same time.
Like this car shopping and prep.
he put me on 2 no carb days. I got fuck this guy. I'm gonna go to this guy's. This guy's promising me food. You know, it's like it's just crazy.
Glad I get a
man.
burger. Nice.
I think another big one too is I've seen a lot of coaches like touting about no more than a half hour of cardio.
Yeah.
What kind of conditioning are you bringing to the stage with only 35 minutes of cardio a day?
Well,
That's
no.
all I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't even like answering the question when I get people that point blank ask me, "What does your cardio look like?"
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I have to go through to look like I do on stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most people will break.
Yep.
Yes.
And I think again, like I have one client that can get really peeled, right? But it's different. It's bikini. I think you're a way different division, right? Only one client I've ever only had to do 5, not even sometimes, is Jacqueline. She's the only client. But you know why? Because this girl's a machine, absolute machine. All year round. This girl will not do a gram over under off season. Doesn't care. She has to call me. She calls me if she wants a steak at home. I'm like, dude, go eat. What are you doing here? Right. So I think that's pretty much the problem with that. Is that a lot of people, they overthink it a lot. I think. I don't know.
I mean, you go to some coaches and these dudes are doing like 2-3 hours of cardio, and you're like, but yeah. I mean, you're not going to get as conditioned as you should be at an unlimited amount of cardio. Absolutely not. So.
Yep, at least in my experience, bikini is the only division that I think maybe. But even like Emma, man, and like they're doing 45 minutes of that twice a day, like no matter what. And me personally, that's the most I've ever brought a client up to. It's 45 minutes twice a day out of all my stuff. And no, I do not starve my clients. I'm going to say that again. I say that a lot because everyone in Sarasota thinks Matt starves his clients. Okay, whatever. Like no, I starve the cheaters. All right, let's be honest. I starve the cheaters. What's the most you've ever put a client on for cardio? What's a lot? 3 hours?
No.
Hour and a half? Twice?
65 twice, 70 twice.
That's the most, right? Yeah. Well, I've heard 3 hours of cardio in one session. I actually picked up a
Yeah,
client
dude,
like
you're
that.
like, eesh.
3 hours of cardio in one session.
How you do that? You're gonna watch like 2 movies.
You gotta question what's going on with that client at that point.
Yeah.
Everybody's different though. You
Yeah,
guys
that's
gotta
true.
realize
Absolutely.
that shit's-
Yes, that's true.
I got guys that don't eat but 15 minutes a day, and they just get dumb peeled. And you got guys that are fat boys, and they just gain everything they look at. They put in their stomach. It just gains. It sticks.
Yeah.
So you got to put them on higher cardio, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. You just got to do it.
The problem that I see, especially on having a big team, is like this client will talk to this client and realize that this client's only doing this. Well, we're the
Yes.
same weeks out. Why you have 3 carb meals? Why am I on no carb? Or why I don't really no carb that much? But let's say I only on 1 carb. Oh, you're doing 45 minutes. I'm doing 2 hours of cardio. What's going on with me?
That's one thing that I hate.
Dude, it's so
When they
frustrating.
communicate like that, and they start talking about
I know.
food
And
and
then
shit.
you text it.
So
Why am I
Two
the
different
fat?
things. Like,
It's so frustrating. It's because I don't give you fucking idiots cookie cutter plans.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
No, you're customized. You're customized. You're customized. You're customized.
Yeah.
It's not a cookie cutter plan that okay, we're all doing this. Your guys are 16 weeks out. Here you go. Have fun.
Yeah.
And then here's the next one.
Yeah.
We're gonna adapt it together. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. No one's on the
now.
same plan.
No,
I have
absolutely
a lot of
not.
clients. You line them up, dude, they're all different.
Exactly.
When I take on a client, when I onboard a client, of course, I will start with some kind of structured plan.
Right.
But then after 1 week, 2 weeks, I already know what's going on. Right?
Absolutely.
They're dropping, they're gaining, they're not losing, there's so many things that are going, they're cheating, whatever. And then you adjust the plan accordingly, right? You're cheating, okay, I'm taking away some carbs, and then you're cheating more, then I'm taking away more carbs, and then it's this whole battle. And we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible,
It
man.
sucks for people. I don't understand why they do it.
yeah.
I don't know. But you did have 2 young kids hit the stage. I want to talk about that a little bit. So they're both natural kids.
Yep.
Looked phenomenal. Did the kid win that show?
Yep.
He won that show. He got first?
first,
Wow,
yeah.
good for him. How's he doing?
Yeah, good. I mean, the kid's, but he's like still hungry. Like doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't really phase him. I mean, the kid's super locked in. They both are. But the one kid, like he's bodybuilding is his life.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of myself when I was that age, and that's all he cares about. And that kid's gonna go far
Yeah.
quickly. I mean, he'll be a pro at 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, he's got all the genetics.
Everything.
For sure. And he's got a good coach. I think that's
Yeah,
half the battle
exactly.
right there.
Yeah, he's a Russian kid. He's just hard nosed and different mindset. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah.
They're both legit. I mean, they're both gonna go far. But this kid, like, he just kind of, it's a little me. It's weird.
Yeah.
Reminds me of myself.
Yeah. You like him? You're like, all right, buddy, I'm putting you right here.
Right?
Yeah. You're going, you ain't moving.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love
awesome.
coaching kids like that. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
For sure.
Because it reminds us of where we started. You know, if you guys know, me and him actually went to school together in Riverview.
We did.
Yeah, we went to school there for a while.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, back when we were little kids, I remember him. It all was like nice, you know, big, like 6'5" kid. I'm like 4'1". No. Literally, though, Mr. Popular, you know, got all the girls and stuff. It's okay though.
Nah, come on, man.
You know.
Nah, but yeah, we did. I actually couldn't remember where I knew this guy from because he looked different. He had a fucking mullet. This guy, you know, he's looking like, I'm like, who is this guy?
That's awesome.
And then now I'm like, he reminded me. I'm like, okay, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. Remember the weightlifting class back in the day, man? Like, you have that back in the day with Coach Anderson?
What?
Weightlifting.
Weightlifting?
Yeah.
No.
You didn't have Anderson?
No.
Damn, I was really into it when I was a kid, man. I mean, I was so into it, and I think this is cool to talk about too. Like, where do kids start? Where do people start? I started when I was in high school, right? I remember I used to freeze. I would only drink my protein shakes with milk, right? And it was back when that shitty protein powder.
EOS,
It's like chalky and shit.
Gross shit. I used to put it in a milk. I used to put milk and I would freeze it and I would take it, put it in my bag, and that way it'd be kind of like a milkshake when I'm like doing my weights in class. Dude, what a mess. Oh my God. And like my meals were chicken cutlet, mashed potatoes, spaghetti. I put like spaghetti with some meat. I didn't fucking know. I got massive though, like quick. So,
You were pretty big, right?
I was pretty big.
can't
I was
remember.
small, but then in high school, yeah. When did you graduate?
I
11?
couldn't do that. I graduated at 11.
Me too.
I couldn't do that because I had a scholarship to play ball, so I had to stay thinner.
Got you.
I didn't fall in love with bodybuilding until I was in college. And it degressed me from basketball because I weightlifted so much.
Yeah.
You know, by myself, and I started getting big as shit, and I couldn't jump as high. I used to be able to, you know, get up all the way on the rim, and I just couldn't do that no more. And then it made me worse at basketball, but I fell in love with bodybuilding.
So it wasn't like an injury type of thing that took you away from basketball, and then you
Nah.
found the gym. It was just like
No,
you started training, and
yeah.
then gravity was holding you down.
Yeah, I just put on, 15 pounds a year, 20 pounds a year, and I just couldn't run as fast, jump as high, and I didn't play as a result of that. But after that, I just fell in love with this shit.
Yeah. And there's something like spiritual about bodybuilding. I don't know why, man. It's like
Yes.
it's like my foundation. I have to go.
Same.
Even now, I'm not technically going to compete anymore. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm technically not going to compete, but like I'm always in the gym. Like 5, 6, 7 days a week, I'm always in the fucking gym. It's what like it heals me almost. And I was such an angry kid, a lot of anger problems my entire life, right? And I feel like when I got in the gym and I started really busting my ass, it just mellowed me out, calmed me out, because I could actually take my anger out on something. And like when I would prep for shows, that's what I'm fucking sick. I embrace the suffering. I want to suffer. So it was more like a therapy for me. Like, all right, I'm really depressed. All right, let me do a prep. Let me just go do it. Just to focus me up a little bit. Let me see how much shit I could put myself through. So where did you guys start?
I was in middle school in a weightlifting program
Wow.
and started there and played a lot of sports. I did fast pitch softball and volleyball. And then this guy came up to me and said, "Can I see you in a bikini? I think you'd be good at bodybuilding."
She's like, excuse me?
My mom's like, "And you fell for that?" And I'm like, yeah. So I did, and he said, "You have good symmetry." So I did my first show when I was 24,
Wow.
and I won overall. And then I did another one at 25, and I won overall. And of course, it's bodybuilding. And then my goal was to do it after kids. So I was 31, and I competed. My youngest was 15 months. I got on stage, and I won my class, and I won overall. Got the big sword, which we talk about, the big sword, so they don't.
Yeah.
They don't
get
make
them out
those
anymore.
Did you see my podcast on that about the sword?
Oh, no,
Really
yes.
quick. We actually had to take that one down.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I made a post, a reel. I guess Tyler Mannion, not calling him out, but it's fine. Tyler Mannion messaged Stacy.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, there's supposed to be a secret. You're supposed to take that off. So I actually had to scrub that whole video. So sorry, I do my best, but I had to take that down. Yeah, no more swords, guys.
Yeah,
no more
no
swords.
more
swords,
sharp
right?
objects.
Yes.
Yeah, no more swords.
I gave it up. I just peeled the plaque off of it and kept that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then my goal after that show, I said, when I'm 50, I'm going to do it again. And then, 20 years came through, and then we started talking about it. And I was going through the whole menopause, so I had to deal with all the hormones, and that's where it restarted again. And then I had to pick a category because, I didn't want to do bodybuilding.
Yeah.
That was evolved.
And you probably weren't
Right.
big enough to
Yeah.
figure, maybe. So you were like, where do I
No,
go?
she was.
Yeah.
Because she didn't train her body. If she did, it would be, she just didn't like, she wanted to look super feminine, was her
Gotcha.
words.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it's all bodybuilding, but
Yep.
Yeah, that's what she said. So she didn't like figure. She didn't like anything but like hands down poses and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a struggle for a lot of our clients. It's like what I always have that almost same talk you did with her, probably like how feminine do you really want to look? Because you know you start getting a figure, start doing bodybuilding, you're gonna get a little bit of side effects, okay? And then the more divisions you go up, the more side effects you're gonna get, right? So like my bikini girls, people that are like, oh, but I don't want any side effects. Okay, then you're in bikini.
Yeah.
Like you're in bikini, or you're if you want to turn pro, potentially. Then you might not even have the physique for it.
This doesn't matter though, because half the stuff is, man, when you take shit, you can take the smallest amount of Anavar and it can change your voice.
Yep.
It's all genetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've seen big ass girls that don't have a low voice, and you've seen ones that are like this and their voice is like this.
Yeah.
They got a frog in their throat, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's all genetic, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know Priscilla in town?
Yeah.
You ever talk to her in person?
Yeah.
Dude, she's so sweet. She's so
She
feminine.
is.
She's like the most girly girl I've ever met in my entire life.
is, right?
Oh my God. She's such a girly girl, right? And she is a monster. Oh my God. She's bigger than me probably. You ever seen Priscilla?
I haven't seen her in person.
Oh my
I talked to her on Instagram here.
She
and
is.
there.
Insane.
Yeah.
You know, she is no blow her at all, but she has no idea what it comes to do with training. When I actually trained her. I had 2 sessions with her back in the day, and this girl turned pro off of like walking to the gym and just like, oh, I would do like, do you see that machine? I'm like, what do you do every day? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I do that machine and then like I'll do some of these, and I'm like, what? Like,
And that was the formula for this. Like,
and I was like, could you imagine if she took it seriously, like, and knew what the fuck she was doing, right? So I had a few she was like crying after like the first like 30 minutes of training with me. She had no idea, but it was just so funny, man. But yeah, that's something that I think every athlete has to just dig inside and, you know, figure out what division you want to do. And also like how fast you want to get there, right? Because you can I feel like you can keep really feminine for a long period of time. But if you're trying to turn pro in a year or two, man, you're going to have to start blasting. You know, it's hard. It's hard.
It depends
she's
on
never
the person
taken
too.
anything.
Exactly.
I mean, she's only taken Anavar.
Yeah.
There's nothing,
Nice.
and a little bit of the first time Winstrol.
Yeah.
But she's never taken anything injectable.
Nice.
None of that shit. So you can do it.
Who are you talking about?
Her,
Her?
Gina.
Me.
Yeah.
Never. And I don't want her to. I don't think she needs to.
Yeah. A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah, man.
And it's all come down to
A lot
training.
of hard work. I was just going to say the training
That's
was
it.
definitely, you think you're training intense, and the next year you train even more intense, and then this year I trained next on top of that. So I think I could do more if I had somebody pushing me.
Yeah.
I could do it all
Absolutely.
by myself. You know, like nobody's forcing me with reps or carrying me through. So.
And this is a topic that me and Dustin talk about a lot. We're like, we know obviously what each other's clients are taking, right? We're like, oh, she's on 6 milligrams of Anavar, right? How is she so small? Like how after this time or whatever? And we always roll back to training. Like training is the building block. Like we always talk, is that person training hard? I'm like, okay, send me videos. Like send me videos of how you doing.
Yeah.
And you see them videos, they're like doing, it's just bad.
it's just half-assed.
half-ass.
Not even full reps.
Yeah.
You know
No
what I mean? You're like,
contraction.
I don't know.
You know, like
Right.
locking out the top one leg press and just letting her legs there for like 20 minutes, letting all the blood dissipate. It's just stuff like that. So I think training is the most
It
important.
is. The best compliment I got this whole prep was a couple people came over and said that you're the most intense training in the gym that I've ever seen. And I never even thought about it. Like, I didn't look at myself like that. But that was, to me, like better than someone coming over and saying, wow, you have great glutes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I train, like I take Trish through workouts sometimes, and I'll be literally done with my warm up. She's like, I'm done. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're literally 4 sets in right now. Like, she's done over there. So it's all about the way you train. Maybe she needs to train hard. I don't know. We'll see. I'll work with her. Her right over there.
Oh, little Teresa over there.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like not even four exercises in. That's my warm up. But no, it does come down to training, guys.
Yeah.
And training is the most important.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why people's legs don't grow, and that's why different body parts don't grow. And I feel like but also I would love to say hire a trainer, but even if you hire a trainer, most of the people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like most of these trainers don't know what they're doing. It's not a lot of raises. They're doing this kind of stuff. Like, what are we
Just
doing?
running through circles and counting reps.
Exactly.
They ain't the same shit.
You can learn all that same stuff online. I mean, I build my own workout plans. I don't use them for workout plans.
Oh, really? Wow, nice.
It
You know what works with your body.
I know what works
Absolutely.
for my body. I know what works for my division and what I need to focus on.
Yeah.
If I need to bring my legs up, guess what? 3 leg days a week.
Yep.
And I've got a methodical way to approach it too. And I did a lot of wellness workouts actually to build my legs this last season.
Yep.
It worked.
It will. Absolutely.
I need to bring my backside up. Wellness workouts did the trick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's something I do too. Like, just for people that know, like I allow Dustin to do his own workouts in prep. The reason why is because he's fucking Dustin. He knows what the hell he's doing. I don't need to be like, hey, Dustin. I mean, don't come on. We do stuff, right? Like, where I'm like, hey, man, you know your lower back. I want you to start doing these 3 exercises. But for the most part,
I'll incorporate.
He trusts me. I trust him. That we know how to train. But obviously, it's hard to get to this point. Yeah. That's why I'll obviously do training plans for almost all my clients. Unless like you're really like Jacqueline, I do write her training plans, but I let her pick and choose on what she knows works well with her. Right. You know, I think that's the most important. And people need to find that.
It's it's symmetry too.
Yeah.
So I've really got to concentrate and look at my check-in pictures each week, even compare month over month, and look at where everything is progressing and growing, and see where do I need to step up. It's being able to recognize that, knowing what to do to get there.
Yes.
And if you look at like Derek Lunsford, everyone has those body parts that they connect with, right? Obviously, Derek's having a hard time connecting with his chest.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, even though it's big, but it's not as big as everything else, right? So you have to learn like on what works really, really well with your body at a younger age as fast as possible in order to catch up. Like I've always had great mind and muscle connection with my chest, with my shoulders, with my arms, my back. No mind and muscle connection. Unless I'm peeled, then everything feels good. But I wish I had a back like him. But
a lot of people do that too. I see him huffing way too heavy of weight, and it's at that point. Sorry, you're not engaging like you should.
You just
be.
move the thing A to B.
Yeah.
People are quite shocked when they see how I don't necessarily lift a whole lot of weight to get where I need to go.
Absolutely. I mean, there are definitely certain lifts to where I will pack on the weight. Absolutely.
Leg presses, things like that. But again,
but at the same time, if you you look at my reps and you see the tempo of my reps, and still I'm keeping for at least 8 to 12, maybe 15 reps, but I'm high weight for sure.
Good form,
good form, and you're staying on it. But then also, they'll look at me and I'm doing like arms, but I'm very, very concentrated. I might be doing like incline biceps, but I got like 20s.
Exactly.
Right. But I'm doing maybe like 30 reps, very, very slow and controlled. And I got this guy over here looking at me like skinny, Mr. Skinny Arms, right? Grabbing the 45s, like, looking at me with ego. I'm like, all right, dude, you do your thing, buddy. But yes.
Or they come over and ask you why.
Right.
I get a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
God, that was so me when I was younger. Oh my God.
What?
Like I would look at the bodybuilders and talk shit. 'Cause I'm like, bro, I'm twice as strong as you, but I really was twice as strong. I mean, whatever. I really was twice as strong as him.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm benching like 4 plates, and he's like, bro, I know you're on 7. I'm like, bro, I'm not on anything, bro. I just train a lot. I'm trying to get this shit from year to year.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. And like, it's just so funny to like talk shit about them. And now I'm in bodybuilding, and I understand what the guy was doing, and he looked fucking phenomenal. I forgot his name, but he's a local guy, but super good. Justin. No, anyone? No. Anyway, beast. Anyway, I used to argue with him all the time, and he'd be like, "You're on shit." I'm like, "No, I'm promise, bro. I'm just trying to move over here. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm proud of it. Blow out my back. It's okay. It's okay."
What's your favorite division to coach?
That's a great question, actually. What's my favorite division? Yeah. Jesus, I always say bikini because like I hate that like the higher up you go in divisions, the more shit you have to take. Period. I don't care if you want to go pro. I hate it, but it is what it is, right? I would say bikini only in the sense that I like taking people who just don't really have the most like knowledge in bodybuilding and be able to create a monster very fast. In figure, I'm sorry, but that shit takes time. Like you're talking 5 years, probably plus, if not, maybe a genetic specimen could do it faster, but 5+ years. Wellness, Jesus, that's even harder. Growing them legs is even harder. Bikini, again, I mean, look at Alice. I took her in 5 months, pro, boom. So a lot of times you look at genetics, and genetics can go so far. But I guess I love coaching. I love all coaching. What about you?
That's my absolute least favorite.
And why?
I hate that division, man. That shit's,
Why?
You can't judge that division, man. It's.
I agree.
Remember,
Dude, it's very difficult. Yeah.
Like,
Very subjective.
It's just I don't know what they look for.
Yeah.
I don't know what they want. They want this show. They want this. This show. They want this. It's just so all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah, I like all divisions except for bikini. I fucking cannot stand bikini.
Well, I think that's why I have all the bikini girls in town. I think you have all the men and the freaks in town, so it works out.
It's not my thing, man.
That's hilarious. What about you, Dustin?
Yeah, for me, classic. I like classic.
Classic?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, you get a mix of both. You got upper body, lower body, and then you get the whole plethora of all the poses. You know what I'm saying? Men's physique's very limited. But I mean, you can get a full physique there, but you're limited with your poses and everything like that. It can be pretty generic. It can be very simple posing routines. But then, that's also good for competitions because if you're out there, you do a quick, simple routine, then you're not going to highlight or be out there long enough for the judges to see, more of your imperfections. But I really like classic just because that's where I started, and I feel like I connect most with that one.
probably my favorite
Yeah.
division out of all of them.
Yeah.
is men's
Classic.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I love coaching men too because most of the time, most PO guy wins as long as you have muscle, right? So it's a conditioning race, and not many people can get conditioning. I feel like me and Big Serb, we instill that in our athletes so much. Where is if we can just bring a man in peeled that has the muscle, you're gonna probably fucking win. You know what I'm saying? Like, because 90% of the people aren't doing it right. So I love classic, but I think the more I grow, and I think the more you grow, you'll start finding passion in other divisions, right? Like I never thought in a million years I'd like women's physique, women's bodybuilding. Wow, like, and so I got a women's physique and women's bodybuilding. Now I'm like, wow, this shit's fun as hell, like, right? Like, and I'm starting to learn it. Same when I like Brianna and figure and Natalia and figure, like, God, I'm getting good at those divisions, right? So it's fun being able to, just starting in, and I could coach anyone between men's open and bikini and everyone in between, and it's so much fun doing that. So I would say if I had to pick one, of course bikini, but yeah, everything. I like everything, man. As long as you're good and you give me 100%, I'm gonna bring you as far as I possibly can. So
Do you guys think that they're going to adopt the weight cap in men's NPC physique or
classic?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? I think I
Yeah.
put that out there. God, I hope so, man. Oh, I sat there and talked to David and like,
I don't know how they can't?
I love David, man, but I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
You're
why
talking
is-
about a weight cap
The
in.
weight cap in men's physique, how they have it in IFBB.
Oh yeah, but they don't have it in. Yeah.
I don't know
Absolutely,
how
they need to.
can't- I mean, if
That was
you're-
weird.
If you're aspiring to turn pro,
Right.
Yeah.
how do you meet that criteria?
So the moment that they implemented a classic physique weight cap, there was a NPC weight cap, and it was
classic, yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it was 10 pounds off.
Yeah.
So I was just assuming that if in fact you're going to do the men's physique side, that you would do
Right.
follow the same thing and be 10 pounds off.
Yeah.
But it's still
haven't
wide
done
open.
anything.
I heard it's in the books. I think what they're doing is they're trying to see if that's a good weight first. But the one thing I don't want them to do is to make the weights lower for the amateurs. That's the one thing I don't want to do because that is some bullshit.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna call the
annoying,
fucking
bro.
NPC out and IFBB that's some trash. Like, why the hell are the class league pros able to be 10 pounds higher than the amateurs? It makes no sense.
No.
Because what happens if you get a guy like me, I'm 31, right? I've been training my whole life. Let's just say I'm that good where now I have to sacrifice 10 pounds of muscle just to make NPC, just to gain it back for
Yeah.
pros. It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, it doesn't make sense at all. It's stupid.
Yeah, and again, no shout out. Don't yell at me.
Yeah.
IFBB and shit. I'm just saying. Get your shit together. What are we doing here?
Because I mean, shit, you do
doesn't
that,
make sense.
you turn pro, and then what's the next thing? You want to be competitive
Right.
on the pro stage. How do you expect to be competitive on the pro stage when you're 10 pounds lighter?
You take 2 years off.
No, exactly.
You take 2
now I
years
have to
off.
take 2 years off just to maybe be competitive.
Yeah. And I think what they're trying to do is like, okay, work up in the divisions, right? Work up in the your NPC, this is amateur. When you're pro, you get 10 more pounds, right? It doesn't make sense though, because again, you're gonna have people like Big Serb, been training his whole life. Let's just say he does decide to do classic, right? God, imagine how much weight he'd have to lose for that, and you're gonna have to. It just doesn't make sense. And I want stuff flush across the board. So when they implemented that physique weight cap, it should have been immediately amateurs.
Yep.
To the day you're done. That's it. Because if you turn pro and you're 20 pounds over the weight, and now you're pro and you have to lose 20 pounds, it's vice versa. It goes both ways.
And then we were talking about it in the podcast with Christina. What would you think about a weight cap for wellness?
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you think? I think it should.
Figure two.
Yeah.
Right? I think if they're going to implement it they have to. Why not across the board?
Figure two. I mean, I look at some of the girls that's going.
You're like way too big.
Top 5 at Tampa Pro. I'm tiny next to
Yeah,
the girls.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
was like,
Have a shot.
everybody was an Amazon on me.
Yeah.
I was the shortest one in 10. I've never
Yeah.
been short.
shit.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
beside everybody.
Yeah, usually
I look so little. I was like, I didn't even realize I was that little.
Yeah.
I
think
like short.
Yeah, I think the problem with it is that if you are able to get, let's just say how much you
5'3".
how much you weighing right now?
Right now, 134.
Okay, so what if you were going up against a girl who's like 150? You know what I'm saying? Just absolutely,
Right. Yeah.
but at your height, massive, right? Because if you look at a lot of the wellness and some physique girls, I forgot who it was. I think it was Sarah in women's physique last year, right? Not same division, but Natalia Coelho got second to her. She looked amazing, but she was too big. They literally told her, like, you're too fucking big. You're women's bodybuilding now. So if they put a weight cap on wellness and figure, you're going to limit people from getting too big. Just like the same thing
That's
they did.
very
Exactly.
true.
And I think if you look at some of these wellness girls, it's not the biggest girl wins anymore.
Yeah.
It's not, dude. They actually want a softer, smaller-ish look now. It's not always the biggest legs and the biggest glutes and the biggest everything wins because it's
Right.
not fucking true.
At the pro level, I'm looking,
Yeah, thank God.
looking at
Right.
what Sid looks
Yep.
like on stage.
Yeah.
She's not the biggest girl
Dude,
that steps
no.
out there for the
Thank you.
Olympia.
I literally told Natalia that.
Yeah.
I said, look at the winner. Like,
that's what I look at to judge. Where I mean, I never looked at her when I was at the NPC level. I'm not a pro.
Right.
You can't really at the NPC level compare yourself to a pro. I mean, you can aspire for that.
yeah.
But for what you're trying to bring to the stage, I mean, once you turn pro, it's like, okay, game up.
Yeah.
Let's
Absolutely.
see what's next level for us, and that's what you shoot for.
Yeah.
I mean, that weight cap would just make things cut and dry. You know what I mean? So it's not like, okay, I'm doing women's physique, but you know, there is no weight cap. I'm busting my ass. I might have gotten second. Now I go get the judges' feedback. Now they're telling me that I'm too big for the division.
Yeah.
How? There's no weight cap. So how am I too big? Just from your eyes?
Yeah.
Like, is this subjective? Like, what is the thing? Like, if you put a number out there, then it's black and white.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely too big. Cool. Then I have to move up.
I think playing devil's advocate, me being a coach, am I a fan of it for physique? No, because, you know, it forces people to get conditioned. You know, a lot of these guys that we went up against this year, I don't believe that they would have been as conditioned as we are going to bring all the time if they didn't have the weight cap. You know what I'm saying? You implement that weight cap. Now people are forced to lose that extra 10 pounds of fluff. You have to suffer to make weight, buddy. If you want to compete, you got to make weight. Yeah.
Right.
We don't even give a shit about weight. We're coming in fucking peeled.
Dude, I walk on there with my freaking clothes on, step
what
on
I'm
the scale. I'm like,
Exactly. So if you look at last year, I feel like they are more conditioned this year because of the weight cap.
Yeah.
So
I would
it's
agree
a
with
bad
that.
thing with
I would agree with that.
us. I feel like it was a bad thing for me and Dustin specifically, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are going to have to implement something for sure. 100%. So Big Serb, what is your biggest pet peeve that you see people doing in the gym?
Biggest pet peeve?
Yes.
Be anything.
Two things. One is going to be lifting way too heavy because I learned my lesson with that
Yeah.
incorrectly because it's just stupid. And the tripods and all that gay shit.
I was just about to say, how do you think the tripods? Damn. Yeah.
Those two things.
For sure.
Why the tripods? Why are you so hard on them? People are just trying to get content, bro.
I mean, bro, content for what? I mean, it's like
It's so
guys are
annoying.
like they look like this, and they're like, dude,
Bro, they're trying to be fitness influencers, man. Okay?
God,
Right.
They're trying to be fitness influencers, sir.
Yeah.
Don't crush their dreams, bro.
I'm not. They just, I don't know, man. I'm old school when it comes to that kind of shit.
We just talked about this in the podcast literally last week.
So
Yeah.
I mean, just having the tripod is going to implement a lot of just dumbass exercises that they don't need to do. Like, you already know your body, you know what workouts work best for you, right? You've built all this muscle, and so if you're going to do little tiny exercises to build more detail, it makes sense watching you. But if I'm looking at Mr. Twig over here, and the guy's like, you know, on the hammer strength machine, and he's
know.
doing these to build the chest that he doesn't have at all, when he can just do some back to the basics bullshit, and he's filming it. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
It's not just that. They don't want you in the video.
Yeah.
So you're interrupting him when you try to walk by.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do I interrupt this or do I just not walk this way? And then they take too long in the machine.
Dude.
And that's
Because they're
that's
doing
why
this,
I'm
they're
pissed.
in there and then 5 minutes looking at your fucking
It's
camera.
Most
annoying.
of them on purpose.
Yeah.
And the chicks are
Oh,
bending
absolutely,
over.
me too.
and It's like
Me too.
everybody looks
Walking
good with
past
their
the
ass when
camera,
they
just
bend
give
over.
them
I
that
mean, it's like,
stare.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, who doesn't? What chick doesn't have an ass when they bend over?
That's true. Or they're hamstring tying, they're trying to take
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, take the picture, but like, not sit
Videoing.
there 100 times. Yeah, like
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
And then you got to go back and check it. No, that wasn't good enough. Let me get another one.
I
It's
think
simple.
I
know
love
my
it.
secrets.
I love it. You know why? Because all those people are never going to build physiques, bro. And we're going to keep winning. Okay? We're going to keep winning. They're going to not build, and we're going to keep reigning our titles and bringing them back.
let's
Okay?
bring it in.
So let's leave it there.
Working in silence and keep my secrets.
What do you think about smelly ass people in the gym?
That also bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
It's like cool if you like, you know, you're sweating and there's a little bit whatever, but when you don't put deodorant on, like it just smells like fucking sewage. That's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Onions.
And you can smell it from here to here, and that's a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a little too much.
So, yeah.
Perfume is bad though too.
Yeah, fuck. Oh my
Yeah.
God, bro.
I'm
That
sorry,
might be
I
worse.
will take BO over perfume.
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
Me too.
Oh, there used to be
Yeah.
a girl that went
Yeah.
to Amped.
Oh,
would
no.
stink out the entire cardio area with
No
the
way.
perfume, and it was just I would have to leave.
You get
I have to
nauseous.
move.
I did.
Yeah.
I'd get a headache.
Dude.
I'm like, I'd rather smell BO than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I remember prepping and like I'm sitting there and I smell BO and I'm just like looking. I'm looking to see what
Yes,
could be.
I do
But I'm
too.
just like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm saying loud shit like, put on some damn deodorant, bro. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve
Yeah.
is people smelling bad. You know, we make sure the tripod. I can't stand it, bro.
I mean, my biggest thing that would stink on me, or you know, when I'm prepping and stuff like that, is when I pull out my wrist wraps You know what I'm talking about? And you're like, you haven't washed them in like a week or two, and you're like, oh God. Like, dude, I gotta wash these. Dude, right? It's like, not my fault. I'm sorry. I forgot to wash them. But I'm still gonna use them. All right.
Yeah, it's the worst. Oh, but people just don't care. How do you not care? You know what I'm saying? How do you have no care for the human race? Like, honestly, don't fuck my whole day up because you don't want to fucking put on deodorant, bro. Like, what are we doing?
I don't get it either.
And you have to, when you ask them, like, oh, I don't smell bad. You know you smell bad. Come on. Like
do you tell them that they smell bad?
Well, if I find them, the problem is I never find them because there's so many people.
Scoping
I can't
them
just go
out.
like, is this motherfucker, bro?
You, bro.
Right.
What did you find them?
If I find them, then I'm fucking saying something. 100%. I will probably go buy them deodorant, honestly.
You should just have some in your
Yeah.
bag.
Buy a little fucking.
Sample trial.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for you, buddy. I bought these for you because I'm saving the gym, man. Because that shit is horrible, man. There's nothing worse than like, haven't you guys switched locations because of shit like that? Like
I've
you wanted to
switched
use
machines,
this switch
yeah.
machines,
I've switched machines, yeah.
If it's
All
that
the
bad,
locations,
but it's
bad.
perfume.
It's
for me.
perfume.
Dude, do you guys remember the guy that came into AMPS? He used to wear like big combat boots, and his beard, and he looked homeless. The motherfucker was dead ass homeless, right?
We always wear all black.
But he didn't look homeless. It was weird. All black, right? He had like beard, and he would like walk
leave
like
dumbbells
this.
everywhere.
He would leave dumbbells everywhere, and he would just smell. That guy would stink up the entire place.
Oh my
The
God.
freeway area
The
was
whole freeway,
just
you can't even do it.
toxic.
Oh god.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So I think we're gonna save a lot of the people by them watching this podcast about stinky ass
Yeah,
people.
hopefully.
And also people that
hopefully.
stare, man. That's also, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Staring?
The staring.
Yeah, they look. And I'm looking right back, and I'm gonna lock in, and I'm not gonna stop looking at you.
And no smile.
And they just keep looking,
Yeah.
and then I keep looking back, and then they just put their eyes down.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
It's cool that they look like you, but it's like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's
What
something.
are you looking at, man?
I think it's even worse, like females.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You know, you'll get a young girl that she might not have ever seen a competitor before, and I mean,
It's cool to look and admire and like.
Well,
yeah,
smile
what's
if
up?
you get
yeah,
caught.
smile,
Yeah.
I
not,
think.
not the locked.
But there's
Yeah.
some people. I
RBF
almost
staring at you like
lost
you're
it the
like
other
some
day,
kind of
yeah.
freak. I started something new actually. Went
What?
to Costco after the gym one day with my husband. Still in my gym clothes.
Oh, yeah.
This was literally like 2 days after the show, so
And everybody's-
tanned, jacked.
Yeah.
Monster.
Just
Veins.
people just staring
yeah.
everywhere. So instead of getting annoyed and angry because it is rude for people to stare, but
Right.
you know it is what it is. I just started saying hi, how are you, and like actually like going out of my way to talk to those people,
They don't
Yeah.
want it.
and it
Yeah.
just it made them like realize, oh, you know,
Oh,
they'd be,
yeah.
like all confused, waving
Oh,
back,
no.
like,
Right.
hi.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's actually a person. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm being very nice. I'm not being a smart ass about it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it to kind of say, hey, hi,
Yeah.
how are you today?
You want to take
know?
a picture with me?
Exactly.
Come over here. We'll take a picture.
Exactly.
Get out your phone. Come on.
No, but tell me though, have you ever like hit a hard set, right? And you're just freaking, you get up off the machine or whatnot, and you're just like staring off into the space.
Oh yeah, and you're staring. At
And then you
somebody
might be
don't
looking
realize.
directly at somebody, and you have no idea. You're just zoned out.
Yes.
And then you realize, you're like, oh shit, my bad. But I know that's probably not what's happening in that situation.
You know, I think this is a big topic because I think that a lot of people like they'll take it two different ways. Like, oh, look at that motherfuckers, that guy staring. But you have to understand the way we look is unreal. Like every single one of us, even your big ass, you know, like everyone is going to look up to us like they want to be us, or they're like, how is that even possible? So when you guys are walking, I told Jen the same thing. I said, people are going to look at you like.
Yeah.
They've never seen anything like this before in their life. They've never seen somebody. A lot of people in the normal society has never seen a bodybuilder, or at least somebody in shape,
Right.
you know. And look at you guys, you know, walking around. I would probably do the same guided thing, like, damn, look at her, she's crazy, right? But I think people take a little bit too much. Like I'm the same way as you. If I catch a motherfucker staring at me, I will not break eye
No,
contact
yeah, I'm in there, dude.
until I die. And then it's so funny. I'll be like this, and they'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
and look away, and I won't break. So
But it
Different
ain't.
that way.
If it's younger people, it doesn't bother me as much. It's the old dudes that like the cocky old dudes.
Yeah.
And they just stare. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking choke you if you don't stop staring at me, man. They just keep looking at me. Yeah.
that's awesome.
But
You ever got in a fight in the gym?
Yeah,
Did you?
a few times. Yeah.
Wow. Like actual fist fight or like
Few
verbal?
times.
Nah. Yeah.
Like fist fight?
No, I just threw him into the machine and just.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, but I almost did a couple months ago.
Wow,
You
wow.
know that tattooed motherfucker that
Go ahead. This city's small. Go ahead. What does he look like?
he's real tatted. His whole head's tatted. He's tatted from here. He's got a Cuban girlfriend.
I know who you're talking
Does he have the? Does he have like the? Is he
Yes.
kind of fruity looking?
Nah,
A little gay looking?
maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
But he's got a lot of tats. His whole head's tatted.
Yeah.
He's bald.
He's got,
Wears
like,
the
top
bandana.
knot. Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking
Younger
about.
guy.
I
I
think
think
his
I know who you're
brother
talking
goes
about.
with him to the gym sometimes too.
No, it's always a
Gotcha.
girl. It's a girl and
This
him.
little Spanish girl.
Yes.
She stares at everyone.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
She stares at everyone.
Thicker.
Yes.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. What
And
about
what
him?
gym do they frequent the most?
Amp.
They don't
No,
frequent because
He has an Instagram, right? And he's a little fruity.
I don't know him. I don't know his name. I know his name now because
What's his name?
his name's Zach.
Yes, I know exactly what
'Cause
you're
I
talking
know
about.
one kid who's tatted, but he's not matching the
What about
description.
Zach? What happened?
So he used to work for Jeff.
I'll show you him later.
Jack Panda Jeff, and he fired him because he was lazy and he wouldn't work. So he thought I had a problem with him. I don't have no fucking problem with you. I don't know you. And I try to stay calm. I don't, you know. And I'm walking into Amped on Fruitville, and this motherfucker's walking out and just staring. Same shit. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at, bro? And he would, this is not the first time, he would like swerve in the parking lot, like pretend he's gonna run me over sometimes and just like go the other way. It's just weird. Fuck you, man. All right. I said, fuck me. All right. So I drop my bag. I get this close to him. And I said, if you're gonna stare, you better do something because I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you right now. And I'm Italian. I know. I'm a black belt. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you are, man. I'll fucking eat you right now, dude. And my boy's like, you gotta chill out, man. So I'm like, you know what? This fucking little bitch is not worth my time. So I left. And he calls the cops on me.
No,
Of course he did.
Of
little
course
pussy.
he calls a fucking puss ass.
The cops come to the
Pussy.
gym. This was outside the gym. I'm not even in the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm there talking to the front desk, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then next thing you know, the guy comes up to me. He's like, the guy called the cops, but he decided to cancel his membership, so they just all left.
No way.
So he canceled his membership. And
Good riddance,
You know
boy.
what I seen him? I seen him at Crunch 64. I seen him at Crunch
he
64.
doesn't go to any gym I go to anymore.
Wow. I'm sure he scared you. You scared him.
Maybe.
If you had a black belt, would you be scared of any man in the world? I'm not scared of anyone. I didn't have fucking black belt.
Ain't got no black belt.
Too much. I don't care about your black belt.
Yeah, exactly. Because he doesn't have fucking black belt.
Yeah,
If he
nobody
does, it's
talks
some
about
puss ass
that,
black
man.
belt. No.
Yeah, you just beat the shit out of someone, you know? And where I come from, man, we don't play that game.
No, I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
dude.
I will.
I mean, how many fights did we get in high school? Like it was
I
constantly
wasn't
fighting
a big
left and
fighter in
right.
high school, man, because I try to stay calm.
Yeah.
But dude,
Well, I
if you
was.
like provoke that side of me, it's
Yeah.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
takes
think
a lot, but it's-
someone's gonna send this to him. So he's gonna see it.
Yeah, we'll clip it.
Yeah, man.
Pussy ass. Fucking. I hate people like that, bro.
man.
Bro, be
I
a
got no
fucking man.
problem with
Listen.
you, though. I don't even know who you are. I don't even know your name.
I know,
You got a
but-
problem with Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's not my.
But he did
my-
disrespect you by looking at you. You shouldn't have looked.
But he
knew
almost
better.
ran me over once, and I'm like, are you okay in the head, man? What's wrong with you?
So you had. Because you were trying to run me over. I'm gonna fight you now.
He just keeps doing these things, and I don't
That's
even know
awesome.
the kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think you got the wrong guy, man. He's like, no, man, you guys are all friends. You talk about me like I don't give a fuck about you, man.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I will say. Big Serb does not fucking care. He does not
Right.
give a shit. He's in his zone. He's focused on himself, his clients. He don't give a shit about you, Zach. All right.
I don't. So it's like for him to do that shit, man.
Wow.
Tell me he's got a black belt and he's Italian. I'm like, dude,
He's going down his lineage.
My boy, you don't even know.
He's Italian.
Yeah.
Time I got black belt. I'm number one. Hello. I'm getting bullied.
Yeah.
Big Serb's
Okay,
bullied.
guy.
It's crazy. We live in a whole different generation now, man. A bunch of weak ass
Yeah.
fucking pussies, dude.
ridiculous.
Like, how much more respect would you have if you guys was to just fight? No cops called. I whoop your ass. You whoop my ass. Whatever.
Yeah,
Who
go
knows?
in the back right now, man.
And
He
we'll shake
didn't wanna do
fucking
that, though. He
hands.
just started yelling.
We'll shake hands and we're done.
Yeah.
I'll respect people way
I think
more.
he wanted me to hit him so he can sue me and
course.
and do all that shit because I think that's his game. So
Yeah.
I can just feel that.
Wow.
He just kept talking and just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy's not gonna. I'm like,
No.
let's go, man.
You know within
Then
a
he calls
minute
the
if they're
cops.
about it.
I mean, yeah. So
And the thing is, when people like that, when they meet someone about it, they learn really quick that you ain't shit. Like, you ain't nothing, bitch. You're going to sit the fuck down.
AFO.
You're going to sit the fuck down because I am about it. And I've been in a lot of situations like that. And yeah, off topic, off the bodybuilding topic, but that was a fun story. Thanks for that
Yeah,
story. man.
appreciate
You
it.
guys didn't
awesome.
say anything about pet peeves being people not rocking weights. That
Oh,
drives
that's definitely.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
that's a
That's like
no-brainer
the
for sure.
worst one,
Jesus.
though.
It's the worst, too, for the women. When like men go
Yes.
up there and they load on 4 plates and they'll just leave.
Yeah.
Like now, this
Yeah.
poor girl I'm seeing over there or the older ladies that are trying to get these freaking weights off. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, 100%.
I've heard some people refer to him as a courtesy weight. A 45-pound plate is not a courtesy weight to
Yeah.
an 80-year-old person.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
Exactly.
So it just
Or even a
makes no
19-year-old girl, or a
Exactly.
21-year-old girl that
Exactly.
just got in the gym.
sense. Exactly.
So
I know I wasn't putting 45-pound plates on when I first started the gym.
I wasn't either. I remember when I was benching like 10s on the side when I first started when I was 14 years old. 10s, I thought it was so exciting. I got to 25s, I'm like, oh my God, I could do 95. You know, and I finally hit my first plate.
I got 100.
I got 100. What the heck? And I would like track it all and like crazy.
You were pretty strong, right?
I was very strong. Yeah,
I feel like you got that bench strong, like a retarded
yeah.
strong strength, right?
Stupid strength. Yeah, I was benching. The most I ever did was 4 plates and 25 naturally for 3. Yeah. And that I was stronger naturally than when I started taking shit. Because I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about strength.
Yep.
I didn't give a shit. And then obviously, you know, I used to fly 100s. That's how I tore my chest on the bone. I used to fly 100s all day, and that's actually how I ripped my chest. And I tore it right, the pec major right off the bone. Same thing Chris did. Chris Gross. Yeah, it was tough. That was a hard one. And then I surgically attached it, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then no more benching for me. I can still bench 4 plates, but I just don't. 3 is the most I ever go. 3 is the most. I could build a great physique off 3 plates. So don't even need that. Probably less than that, right? But I don't even bench anymore. We don't really fly bench.
Dude, I don't go to bench at all.
That's where I throw my shit.
Yeah. Did you? Tricep? Yeah, I think we talked about that last podcast.
As you get older,
tough.
too, inflammation is huge. Internal inflammation on top of it. I mean, mine was out of control. That's part of the reason I had to take such a long off season from turning pro to my pro debut.
Right.
You know, just internal inflammation. I had cortisol was way too high. Come to find out, I was battling, you know, gut dysbiosis, had leaky gut, SIBO, and H. pylori. I was really sick for that for a minute. Had to get through that. My body was basically eating itself. My old coach, we tried to pull the trigger and start a prep.
Yeah.
My body just did not respond. It was going in the opposite direction.
You just weren't digesting food, pretty much. It was just
I wasn't digesting food.
You're not absorbing protein.
Nothing. Just I didn't even realize until I fixed my digestion alone what normal digestion actually is like.
Wow. So how long do you have that for?
I probably, hindsight and looking back, I probably started getting symptoms of it back in 2019 when I first started competing.
Gotcha.
My first ever show was 2019. I was in my mid-40s.
Yep.
And it started with heartburn.
Wow.
I didn't even think anything of it. And I just, as I watched my conditioning each year, you know, for the 3 years leading up to turning pro, my conditioning was actually getting worse.
Wow.
I was getting like waterier and waterier on stage, pain, needing knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, all that stuff. This first prep with him, this is the first pain-free prep I've ever had.
Wow.
So fixed the issues, and
then you're good.
I'm good to go. Now that responded, it's been the best prep I've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not digesting right, you're
done.
It's huge.
You're done. You can't do anything.
The inflammation, though, I mean, if you're having pain, there's other things going on.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
If you're having constant joint pain here and there, there's other stuff going on. I mean, it's going to, prohibit you. It's going to stop you from progressing at some point.
Right.
So,
And I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't really focus on is like, how are you digesting these foods, right? And I think like within a month, that's almost the first thing I try to do is what foods are you digesting right? Okay, let's stick to those foods, especially in a prep. I mean, towards a prep, you should know exactly what you're eating, what works well for you, different sauces, seasonings. I had this guy the other day, which is a big thing, guys. If you get like heartburn and like acid reflux and shit, if you're doing a lot of garlic salt or like anything garlic or like pepper,
it'll
dude,
agitate.
it was so bad where like I would swallow it, have a big pain right here at the bottom of my throat.
Yes.
And majority of the time, guys, it's the peppers that you're eating. Majority of the time. I would start popping Pepsi and feel better for a little bit. And then like, I'm like, all right, well.
Just Band-Aid.
And then it's a Band-Aid, exactly. It kept on getting worse. And then I tried to figure it out and actually watched Heine Rambow talk about this. I'm like, how weird is this that I'm going through this right now and I'm using garlic lovers and everything. And I look at Heine Rambow's post about it and I'm like, okay, well, that makes fucking sense. This was last prep. I was like, man, so you learn everything. You keep learning as you grow as a coach.
Absolutely.
The more clients you get, the more you learn.
Yeah, essentially, the more that you let your body continue to have those issues, you're killing off good bacteria in your stomach that you need. And it's how I ended up getting sick.
Yeah, wow.
So I just got to a point where I couldn't control it anymore. Thank goodness. I mean, it was also me ignoring the functional medicine end of things.
Yeah.
I mean, as a bodybuilder, I'm sorry, if you're a competitive bodybuilder, you should every 3 to 4 months be getting your complete metabolic blood panel done.
Yeah.
Once to twice a year, you should be looking at GI mapping.
I agree.
I mean, honestly, if you want to do this and do not want to destroy certain parts of your internal function, you should be incorporating functional medicine and competing.
Absolutely. All that stuff is very important to take into consideration while you're trying to continue to push on to those elite levels. I mean, even if you're taking gear or anything, or you feel any type of slight differences, like you're saying with digestion, that's very big. So you definitely need to get it going. But so, I mean, we can sit here and we can talk forever. You know what I mean? But, it's about that time that we got to kind of close off. Do you guys have any closing remarks that you want to give off to the people watching this?
No, just great opportunity for us to get here and
Yeah.
talk and
Definitely.
spread knowledge.
Yep. I mean, we're trying to support Sarasota as much as we possibly can, and you guys are arguably, one of the best figure competitors in town. If not, I know we got Edith too, but you two are right there.
man.
You know what I'm
She's
saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna verse her. You're gonna verse her, and I cannot wait to see that
ready.
battle. Hopefully, Edith gets your butt on stage, but Gina, you're gonna kill it in Wallace. Hopefully, they have that 50th division for you as soon as possible. Big Serb, we're gonna see you next week. How many
Always
clients do you have
killing
doing
it, bro.
Mel's? Real quick.
I don't have that.
None. Sarasota, how many?
6.
6. We talked about that. Perfect. Well, we're gonna see you guys there. Florida
we
Pro.
will.
Absolutely.
Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
We're bringing home that team award. I know Big Serb wants it. But,
Not if you got 100 people.
Yeah, we got way more
got
people than
20-some
6. So
people,
I mean, I'm
you know.
sorry, bro.
this one.
That's pretty rough.
You never know.
Gotta bring in the wins though.
Yeah. True.
Wins.
I know his people are going to be winning. So thank you guys for coming on, man. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate everyone. Episode 16. Dustin, shoot 'em.
Episode 16. Don't forget to subscribe. We need those subscribers to help out our algorithm. Like, comment, and hit that bell notification so you know when we're posting more of these vids. Let's go.
Let's go.